Well, we're back, and well, while we were gone, it sort of sounded like there was a commercial there, but we didn't have one. I chopped up some carrots and celery, and what we're going to make today is mulligatawny soup. It's my favorite soup. I made it for you folks, and on the website we've got the instructions in case you wanna try it out. It's a Scottish soup, so that makes it Presbyterian, I suppose. And like any soup, it's really simple. You can't go wrong with a soup unless you mess up and you substitute sugar for the salt or salt for the who knows. And you can't burn a soup. By the time you evaporated all the liquid out of a soup, your house is going to be in flames. You cannot burn a soup. And you can always fix a soup. If you taste it and it's a little off, you just add something here, you add something there, you kind of mess with it. And soup just cooks forever. Now there's two ways to really make a soup. You can do like we're doing here, or you can open this. This for me is like a meditation. I just really like getting into making this kind of a soup. You chop and you kind of prepare things as you're going along, and it's just you and the soup, you know. So anyway, back to Peter. So Peter's you can imagine the disciples saying, "Well, we got to do something important. I mean, this is big stuff." Peter says, "Nah, I'm going fishing." That's what Peter has done all his life. All his life, he's been a fisherman. Same with James and John. They've been fishermen all their lives. This is what they know deep down. For me, cooking is, when my father died when I was 16, I was kind of lost, and my grandmother came into my kitchen and taught me how to cook. So this not only is just my kind of meditation, it's my kind of connecting with her, because she really influenced me in my theology as I was growing up, my religion, my connection with God. So it's all sort of connected. So I've got some stock here, chicken stock, and I've got some curry and flour and carrots and celery and onions. Now, this is not a soup. Don't let anybody fool you. This is not a soup. If you ate a bite out of each one of these, went into your stomach would say, "This is not a soup." So we got to make a soup here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it all together, and it's kind of like, the church. Got all these pieces, all these different kinds of pieces that are, if by ourselves, we're not much of a church. We're not a church. I mean, there's a saying that when two or three are gathered together, the Lord is there. Well, that's true. We're not a church. We have to have such diversity within our church that makes it interesting, makes it rich, makes it a church. Same thing here. Maybe I'm stretching a little, but you know. So anyway, what struck me about Peter fishing was that he didn't know what to do. And more recently, I've been thinking, this is so complicated. Sometimes I'm just overwhelmed with, what in the world are we going to do with this church? When are we going to open? How are we going to open? Where are we going to put people? What if we open, we have church here, but somebody's nervous about coming to church? What do we do with them? And then we always have a meal after church. That's really the way we finish off church. It's such an important part of church. What are we going to do about that? There's all these questions that we don't have the answers to. And the big question is, of course, when? And we don't know. The session is looking into figuring out when to open. But we'll just have to figure that one out. So those are big questions, and those are questions that are bothering us. Back to the soup. Curry, flour. Throw that in there. Mix it around here. And that's the thing with the church. Maybe I'm just sort of stretching things, but everything kind of gets mixed together, and all of a sudden you've got a different kind of smell coming out. There's all sorts of spices and juices that you never thought would be in a soup. I mean, whoever thought in Scotland that you'd be making a curry soup? Well, I think I've told the story about the curry soup in Scotland, but we need to think about what Peter said. So in a minute, we'll get back to the soup and we'll think about what Peter said and how it applies to us. But here we are back again after our commercial break. And so one of the things I did is I got out my chicken, and the chicken was in the broth here, cooking away. And I chopped that up because that's kind of boring. Now the thing about broth, I want to show you something. This is homemade broth. You should make your own broth. Now this has nothing to do with Peter. Peter isn't making his own broth. Look at that, isn't that, that's rich broth. And all it takes is you just save up all your chicken parts, wings, and who knows what, and throw them in there, and then just cook it to death. Throw a couple of onions, celery, carrots, whatever, into a big pot and cook it for 3, 4, 5 hours. And you've got the best tasting chicken stock that'll really change your soups. So I wanted to show you that. Anyway, it sounds like I should be on Food Pantry or Food Network or something like that. But anyway, so let's get back to Peter, because that's really what we're here for. We're not here to learn how to make soup. So Peter, he could, if we're looking from the outside, we could say, you should be doing all these big things. But his mind is scrambled. He doesn't know what to do. Just like us, we don't know what to do. We just don't know what to do. So Peter does what he knows best, and he's rewarded with abundance. And I think that really applies to us. When our minds are scrambled, and we just don't know what to do, we've got important decisions to make, but first we need to just kind of get our bearings, kind of settle down, figure out what's going on here. We should do what we know best. You know, I was talking to Teresa. She can sew. She likes to sew. So she's sewing old ties to make masks out of old ties. What a great thing. It's kind of relaxing, she said. It's like, so I got a really nice mask out of some old ties that she has. And for me, these last couple of weeks have been just really crazy. You know, just hard to figure out what should be done and what's What's the most important thing to be done? So, I'm making a soup. That kind of settles me in. And out of all that stuff that we had piled up, oh, by the way, they call this stuff chicken stock. It's not. I use it sometimes for, well, not for soup, but so, I don't know, I use it every once in a while. But this is like they take water and they stir it around with a chicken leg or something like that. Anyway, this like settles me down. Now I can think. And what we're rewarded, all that stuff we had piled up over here, we're rewarded with great abundance. We have a great soup here. And this soup is going to go to a friend of mine. His daughter, he's about our age, my age, and his daughter suddenly died. Not of the virus, but of a cerebral hemorrhage. She just, all of a sudden, just, boom, she was dead. And he's just beside himself. He just doesn't know what to do. Well, you can't make soup like this for one person. But the making of it really kind of was meditational. And if I were trying to eat this, I'd be eating this for a month. But the making of it settled me down and helped me focus. And the abundance of it is going to go feed someone. So, like Peter, when you're lost, you can't figure out what to do. Rather than think big, focus and think small. Think about what you can do and think about what you do best. And then do it. And you'll be rewarded by God. God will reward you